Hi, I'm Joe Bressler, and I'm a filmmaker based in Brooklyn, New York. If you haven't heard of New York Nico, you're probably living under a rock or something, or you don't care about New York City. Nico has been documenting the city for the last 10 years, probably more thoroughly than anyone else. He's told some amazing stories about remarkable New Yorkers, saved some of the city's most iconic businesses from going under during the worst times of COVID, and just recently put out an amazing book highlighting all of the must-visit spots in New York City. He's also an incredible filmmaker who I've had the privilege of collaborating with many times over the years. This video is going to be about a project that I made with Nico. Nico is getting married, and his dream wedding venue is Katz's Delicatessen in New York City. The only problem is, in order to use that venue, he has to make a commercial for them, and he needed my help to do it. If you don't know what Katz's is, it's a legendary New York deli in the Lower East Side of Manhattan that serves up some of the chunkiest pastrami sandwiches of all time, along with many other culinary delights. It's an absolute legend of the New York City food scene. And without further ado, let's take a quick look at the finished spot.
Come on, Dan. Pick up the phone, please. Come on, I'm waiting a long time. Dan, please pick up the phone. Hello, who's this? It's your twin brother, you schmuck. When are you gonna learn to save numbers? I'm busy, Dave. What do you want? So I'm here in Katz. You want me to order the usual or what? Listen, Dave, you know the only thing I miss about living in New York is the Katz's pastrami on rye. But you gotta stop mailing me sandwiches. I think the mailman's plotting to kill me. So what did you say? I zoned out at the slicing station again. I said the only thing I miss about New York is Katz's Delicatessen. What am I, chopped liver? You know what? Add a pound of chopped liver. My wife's gonna divorce me if she finds another soggy envelope in the mailbox.
Yo, old man, you're not actually gonna send that sandwich in that envelope, are you?
Who's asking?
You know Katz ships nationwide, right?
Don't worry about it, Danny boy. I got the solution. Send a taste of New York to anywhere in the U.S. and Canada. Packed fresh daily right from the slicing counter and shipped overnight.
So Nico approached this project with a really clear idea, and the script only took about 2 iterations before it was locked in. Once we knew that Dave was going to be the lead and what the narrative was going to be, I pulled together some visual references to give everyone an idea of what I thought the spot could look like. Overall, I wanted it to feel really playful and colorful, the latter of which was super easy to accomplish because Katz's is such an amazing location to shoot in. I also wanted to use a lot of in-shot zooms, which is a technique I use a lot in my work. By the way, the topic of reference gathering brings me to the sponsor of today's video, FrameSet. FrameSet is a website with thousands of still and moving images that you can use to build out your story before you film it so that your client and your collaborators know what the heck you're talking about before you even open your mouth or start putting those words to paper. Join FrameSet today via the link in the description to gain unlimited access to this phenomenal library of images and make your next treatment or storyboard come alive with FrameSet. Over the years, I've always loved working with you and always loved doing projects with you, so it's a pleasure to be doing this today, so I'm thrilled.
Katz's wanted to do a commercial that really highlighted their free nationwide shipping. So David Hurwitz and I got together and came up with this idea where Dave, of Old Jewish Men, most people will know him as the rotisserie chicken guy. He has a twin brother who lives in Florida. But obviously we're not going to shoot in Florida, so we're going to shoot in the Rockaways. Dave comes into Katz's every week to order pastrami on rye for his brother who lives in Florida, but he's been just like shoving it in a manila envelope. You know, whenever I do something that's like very much in my style and my voice, character is like the most important thing, which is why we have Dave. You know, you wouldn't typically see someone like him in a commercial for a business.
Right.
I feel like if anything, it might dissuade some people from as amazing as Dave is, but you know, he's like a 76-year-old man with a lot of ear hair.
Is Katz going to close down the restaurant for us to shoot here today, or?
Katz's is not going to close down the restaurant for us to shoot, so there's going to be, we're going to have to be light on our feet.
So with that in mind, I wanted to do what I could to elevate and work off the lighting already in the space, while also trying my best to coexist with operations in arguably one of the busiest restaurants in one of the busiest cities in the entire world. really surprised how many people were at Katz when we showed up at 6:30 in the morning, and how quickly after they opened at 8, it just got busy there. It's a very bustling, really fun environment that we ended up fitting in really well to. Once we kind of all like learned how to dance around each other, like the guys would like go behind the light stands, or I'd like move the tripod, or sometimes like they went like below the tripod, which was like really crazy, and like just to get by. This is one of the first projects that I've used the Sony FX3 as an A-cam on. Not having an AC, I just felt like keeping it simple was the best way. I also think that using a small camera like the Sony FX3, or even a small lighting unit like the Mullis G300, it was like we needed all the space that we could get. Like, I'm not kidding, like any more depth to the camera or length to any of the lighting units, and we would have been running into like ovens or people's heads. Headsets, hugely important for this shoot. We would not have been able to communicate the way that we did to get some of the shots that we did, like Dave walking through the entire restaurant up to the counter. Here we are doing, this is all the main counter stuff we're setting up here with the G300 keying. We put a silk in front of it right here to further soften it. And we had that F21C as a backlight. And that's how we shot all of the stuff of Dave at the counter. This was Nico's cameo. We just moved the key light down a little bit to shoot this shot, but this is him telling Dave that Katz's has free nationwide shipping. We're lucky that we started doing these shots when they weren't so busy. If you saw what it looked like after lunchtime hit, like there's no way. Then we drove all the way out to the Rockaways to film by Dave's house. This is just the beach that's like a block away from Dave's house. I mean, we had to make sure that Dave didn't get burned, right? I love Katz. I'd live in Katz if I could, but getting a break from the bustling environment and being on a nice beach was, I'd say, a good way to end the day. Then Dave's grandson, this is Dave's grandson who plays the person who drops off the box to Dave, or actually this is Dan technically, but played by Dave. And this is so funny with the dog just running and like throwing it in his lap. I'm surprised that that worked as many times as we did it, because like he didn't drop it once somehow. I'm jealous right now that I'm not eating that sandwich. We had those for lunch, and you can only eat like half of a Katz sandwich at a time, or else you're gonna like die. Like, they're so big and so delicious. This commercial was a blast to shoot, and I always love collaborating with Nico. If you like this video, please drop a like and a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.